Well, it's a Sunday afternoon and you're up to your elbows in 40 or 50 reflection papers. But after a dozen or so, they all start to look remarkably alike, and you begin to wonder, did my students actually write these, or did a chatbot do it for them? Today, we'll talk about how to retool our reflection prompts to make them more AI-resistant and get our students thinking themselves instead of farming out the task. It might be easier than you think, and something you can build into existing assignments without too much trouble. Hello again, everyone. I'm Stokes Schwartz, and welcome back to the Collaborative Cafe. Welcome to the Collaborative Cafe, where we brew up innovative approaches to student collaboration and development of 21st century skills. For a number of weeks now, we've talked about how to cultivate the practice of reflective learning more effectively among undergraduates. Students who, to be frank, are not always open to the idea. And with artificial intelligence on the scene, some of them might be tempted to feed any reflection into their AI of choice, copy-paste the output into a document, and turn it in. Let's look at how you might navigate that particular challenge. First, realize that responses to very general reflection prompts, like, "What did you learn from this unit?" are the easiest to fudge. Regardless of your topic area, you can feed a prompt like that right into everybody's favorite whipping boy, ChatGPT, and it will quickly come back with a confident paragraph. Generic, sure, but not bad. In a nutshell, that kind of prompt is basically an open invitation to take that intellectual shortcut. A way around that is to revise the prompt. But posing a question like, "How has your understanding of teamwork changed this semester?" remains relatively easy for students to fake a reply using Gemini, Copilot, or Claude, for example. These can make a reasonably informed guess at plausible teamwork struggles and related growth with output that comes across as personal, reflective, and even warm. Convincing at first glance, but on closer examination, kind of superficial. AI fumbles, though, when you ask students for more precise details. For example, consider a prompt like, "Describe a specific moment from your Week 4 team meeting when members disagreed about how to move forward, and explain what you did next." That's harder for artificial intelligence to respond to because it had no access to that meeting and no real information to draw from. For students who choose the easy way out, AI will either invent generic details or create a vague response that dances around the issue. To put it another way, it becomes easier to spot who avoided thinking about how they navigated team dynamics and who actually did the work. As a rule of thumb, the more concrete we can make our reflection prompts, the harder it becomes for students to have a chatbot do the work for them. But specifics alone won't magically make the problem disappear. There's another way we can fine-tune our prompts to make them more resistant to artificial intelligence. Okay, here's how to rework reflection prompts, making them less prone to AI-generated slop in reply. Pair a distinctive prompt with a process requirement, asking students to refer back to their own decision log, draft notes, or peer feedback from earlier in an assignment, a project, or even the course. That gives artificial intelligence less to work with since it has a harder time inventing and referencing a decision log entry that a student wrote a few weeks back or longer ago. And AI can't fake a reply to a comment that a teammate made during a peer feedback session. When you combine a definite personal moment with a documented process trail, you're creating a prompt that better encourages students to do the work. That step, in addition, makes AI-generated answers stand out because they lack any real depth. You're listening to the Collaborative Cafe, where we brew up innovative approaches to student collaboration and development of 21st century skills. If you find this episode helpful, hit like, share, and subscribe. Let's quickly review the challenges that AI brings to the practice of reflective learning and how we might counter that new reality. General prompts make it easy for students to rely on AI for quick answers. Highly specific prompts in which we ask students to combine a particular personal moment with a process, on the other hand, hold up better because they require a paper trail that a student must revisit and can document. Keep in mind that what I suggest here isn't about being a police officer and going after cheaters. It's more about engaging our students in genuine reflection that they can't easily outsource to the host of AIs out there. The actual thinking has to happen in their own heads, where it benefits them in the short term and long after graduation. Retooling reflection prompts to make them more resistant to AI-generated slop means less time and effort wading through piles of identical homework and trying to distinguish who wrote what. Next time, we'll take a look at trauma, identity, and prior educational experience, along with how we might create more inclusive spaces. Talk to you then. Thanks for dropping by the Collaborative Cafe. See you again soon.